Hey everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time watching me, welcome. This is part one of the last month of my empties. The last empties I finished, the last film, excuse me, let's try this again. The last empties I filmed ended on January 21st, and now we're on February 25th, so I have over a month's worth of empties. But don't worry, I'm splitting this into two parts. This first part here, I have some vendors in here. I also have a little bit of soap, a little bit of wallflowers. Then the second part of my video I'm going to film maybe this evening, maybe tomorrow, not sure. But if I don't split this into two videos, it's going to be well over 2 hours probably. You know me. So I just thought I would jump in and do this. I wanted to film this last week, but then, you know, I got busy. We did some things, and then this week I just haven't had an opportunity to sit down and film, but I'm aware I'm behind with things I need to do in my channel, but it's, you know, better late than never. Happy Sunday to everyone and the week ahead. It's the end of February. It is a spring day here in Utah. It's 60 degrees outside. People are out in shorts and tank tops and all sorts of stuff, but it's probably going to snow again, you know. But let's go ahead and get into wax. I am going to talk about my wallflowers and my soap first. I just have a couple soaps and several wallflowers here. With the first soap here we have is First Snow. This was a new one to me, and I'm not sure if I will buy this one again. The notes is cool, crisp air, frozen pine, and snowy mint. You can see the reflection in the window. There we go. If that will focus. Come on, Mr. Camera. Well, you can see that. First Snow. First of all, I love this bottle. I love the faceted snowflakes, embossed, whatever you want to call it. But this was very, very piney. It was very piney. A little bit too much pine for me. I didn't get too much mint. This was just like a cool pine. I mean, I guess that is the mint, but it wasn't outright mint to me. This I bought a few years ago, and I wouldn't buy it again, but the bottle's pretty. So that's that one. And the second one I finished up here, I have finished up more soaps in the month of January. I just threw the bottles away and forgot to keep them, honestly. So I'm trying to not just throw them in the garbage. But sometimes if I use a soap and I'm not really in love with it, I, you know, just twist the cap back and I give it to my mom. You know, she uses it just about anything. So this next one is Fresh Sparkling Snow. This one's been around for 1,000 years, it seems like. One of my personal favorites. This is Icy Melon, Holiday Pear, and Falling Snow. And this one here is basically just, it reminds me of a light melon. I don't get too much outright pear. It's creamy, but it's a nice melon, a nice fresh melon. I wouldn't say watermelon, not cantaloupe. If anything, excuse me, it's closer to a honeydew. You know, that green melon. I love honeydew. This is cute bottle here with the little bench and the ice skaters, all of that stuff. This is Fresh Sparkling Snow. Those are my soaps. And next I have a couple, I thought I had one more in here. Yes, I do. I have 5 wallflowers. How I review my wallflowers, if I liked it, if it threw well, if I would buy it again. First one here is a tried and true favorite. I have this one going in my office right now. This is Sugared Snickerdoodle. This is the enhanced fragrance. Won't focus there, but this is the enhanced fragrance of Bath & Body Works. Has, I think, returning fragrances, or at least ones that they have had before. I don't know about simultaneously, you know, this season, the next year's season. But ones that have been in their lineup before, they release enhanced fragrance, which doesn't always, it's not always enhanced. However, this one here is one of the only bakery ones, aside from pumpkin pecan waffles, that I actually like, that actually performs for me. This is in my office. The notes of this: warm spices, creamy vanilla, and sugared musk. I have multiple candles in this. I love it. It's a creamy, rich vanilla cookie. It performs well. I will buy this. In fact, I think I only have 2 left of this. So, but you know what? Enjoying my stuff. Bath & Body Works and I have divorced for the most part, but when I go and buy my mom stuff a couple of times a year, I might pick up a few things for me. So, not married to him anymore. Next one here is one that's been around forever, at least 25 years, I think. This is Winter Candy Apple. This is an enhanced fragrance also. This is part of the holiday favorites, and this one is the holiday favorites too. Winter candy apple is red apple, crisp pear, and candied oranges. I actually have this one going downstairs in my kitchen open concept right now, and it's, you know, it's candied apple. It really isn't anything special to it. It's just a nice little sweetness in the air. I can't smell it anymore because I'm probably, you know, nose blind to it, but it did perform. I could smell it coming down the stairs the first few days I had it in. It's a strong one. I would buy this one again. It's, you know, I have a couple more of this. I bought in the 2-pack. You know, they do, when they have wallflower sales, the 2-packs go on sale online. I bought a 2-pack a couple of years ago that I found in a box, so that's how I have 2 more of these. Next one here, this one is actually in the plug right next to me. This is Snowflakes and Cashmere. This says new fragrance, but it's not new. It's just new to wallflowers. This is, of course, it's used in wax under cashmere cream. This is very relaxing and soothing. This is one of my mom's favorite fragrances. She can't do a lot of heavy fragrance on her body, but this is soft and calm. It's almost powdery, but it's like a hug, you know, if you smell this one before. This has been around for a long time also. This is vanilla cashmere, caramel woods, and frosted, I almost said frosted Valentine. Frosted clementine. This is, it matches my nails. Ooh, this is a nice one. I can't smell too much clementine in there. I don't even know if it's just a hint. I can't pick up on it. It's just soft and creamy and a little bit of cashmere, a little bit of caramel. It's nice. I like this one. I can smell it if I'm right over it. So would I buy this again in a wallflower? No. This one's just going to be strictly body care for me. This is Snowflakes and Cashmere. Next one here, this one is in our bedroom right now, I think. This is a new one to me. This is Sensual Amber. Sensual Amber, you know I like those earthy blends. This is Amber, Juicy Plum, and Powdery Vanilla. I bought 2 of these when I bought my mom some wallflowers, either for her birthday, I think her birthday last year. Yeah, her birthday in August. I wouldn't buy this again, even though I bought 2 for myself because I love amber. I actually might give this one to my mom because it's one that she could handle because it doesn't throw very well. It's not very strong. It's not knock you down. Sometimes amber can be a little strong in my opinion. It's not like that. This is one that I'm going to give to her. Would it be good in a small space? Yes. It's not good in my bedroom. No, I can't smell it. If I hover over it like this, I can smell it. My plug is right here. You can't see it, but it's right here. Yeah, that's my opinion of this one. And my last one here, this is Happy Hanukkah. This was one of their, I don't want to say novelty ones, but this was just one of their celebratory ones for Hanukkah. This is pillowy fried donut. Sweet jelly filling sprinkled with powdered sugar. This one is in my guest bathroom right now upstairs. Can't smell it at all. When I plugged it in the first day, I got a little bit of whiffs of it, but after that, it's been completely nothing. So no, I would not buy that one again. Okay, that's my Bath & Body Works stuff. So those can go in the garbage can. Let's get into the wax. Okay, so I have this divvied up into vendors. The first this video of wax is going to be Dessa's Homespun Scents. Now, I got through a lot of stuff, guys. I got through a lot of stuff. I work from home 100% of the time now, so I do change my wax throughout the day. So I'm finishing up a lot of stuff, which is good and bad. This is Dessa's. We're going to talk about Dessa's. I have a couple of clams I finished up from Kay's. Whoops. I finished up from Kay's. This first one here, I've been hoarding for months. I don't know why. I finished it up the other day. It was kind of cold out, and it's a summery blend. Couple from Kay's. I have a cart loaded with items from Kay's. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet on it, but I might be making the purchase. She has some new scents out I want to try. I have a couple of bags of candles from the Keeping Room. I know that she's retired Carol, but if these are ones that you happen to have in your collection and you haven't smelled yet, I figured I'll talk about them. And then I have some Swankies in here. Finished up some bakery bags from Swankies. And I have a good bit of Lavender and Speckles. Look at all that stuff I finished up there. So that's the ones I'm going to talk about in this video. And in part 2 is going to be Teddy Bees, Second and Spruce, Rose Girls, Sassy Girl Aroma, and L3. That's what's going to be in my second one. So, okay, here we go. What should I do first? Let's go ahead and do Swanky, just because there's not a lot of it. I have one more. I have a little, there it is, little bag of Swanky here. Okay, the first one I got through. Swanky is owned by Jeannie Jeffrey from Silverdale, Washington, or Bremerton, Washington, somewhere around that area. She's working on her pre-order. It was her, I think it was Woodland Fairy pre-order. She opened up a few weeks ago, and then she graciously opened up, I think, last weekend or this past weekend, last week, I think, for those that wanted to purchase and didn't get a chance to and all that stuff. But I am excited because she's making me another loaf of Restoration Hardware. That was one of my favorite blends. I'm working on my bakery bag of that right now. And she has Sauvage. Jeannie's Sauvage is just great, and she's got a lot of good ones coming up. And of course, tobacco leaves. I had to get tobacco leaves. I've been begging for that one for a long time. That's what she's working on, her pre-order. So that should be shipping, I think she said, I don't remember, end of March, beginning of April, somewhere around there. This first one is a souffle. This is Wednesday. This is a tobacco blend, tobacco vanille, actually. Tobacco vanilla, pumpkin sandalwood, and pumpkin firewood. So I originally had a loaf of this, but I destashed it because I knew that when it warmed up, it would be a little bit too vanilla for me. So I decided, even though I love tobacco vanille, that's the Tom Ford dupe, and this is predominantly what I smell in this blend, I destashed it because I know that heavy vanilla, especially Jeannie's, just isn't the best in my home. So when she offered Wednesday in souffles, I grabbed one, even though I sold it, yes, but I wanted to at least try it in my home. So versus cutting a loaf and then not liking it and having a hard time destashing it, I thought I would just do this route. And I was right. This is a heavy vanilla tobacco vanille. And I love tobacco vanille. It's a sophisticated, rich, classy tobacco with hints of vanilla and richness to it. But the addition of the vanilla sandalwood and the pumpkin firewood, it just wasn't translating over to me into something I would want a larger size of. But I know Wednesday is a very popular blend of hers, and tobacco vanille lovers love this one. This is a good one. I'm glad I was able to try it, but I will not repurchase this one just because of what I explained. So that's the first one. And then I got through 3 of the bakery bags. These are Jeannie's bakery bags. This one's got a little bit smashed. But this is Russian tea. This is one I purchased last March. This is a winter blend. You have to like cinnamon. This is mulled cider with extra cinnamon. That's about all this is. If you don't like cinnamon, don't like spice, don't give this one a try because you're not going to care for it. That's my nose. It's all cinnamon. It's mulled cider. It's a nice wintry blend. If you are a person that drinks mulled cider or wassail or whatever you want to call it, hot apple cider even without the spices, this one would be right up your alley. But this one I'll buy again when the time is appropriate and when Jeannie offers it again. So that's Russian tea. Next one here is espresso cream cake. This one I think she had on the pre-order last time, maybe in the loaves, I don't remember. But this one is rich, 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 heavy cream cake with coffee. This to me, I got mostly espresso, creamy, rich espresso. And her cream cake she uses in 1,000 different blends. Her cream cake is a secret blend, but there's buttercream in it and cream and cake and all sorts of creaminess, vanilla to it. The espresso cream cake, this smells delicious. I love this. I didn't buy any more of it because I did buy an extra bakery bag when she had this pre-orders ready to ship. This one I didn't put a date on it. But this was the pre-order I think I received a couple of times ago or a time ago. I really don't remember, but it's less than a year old. So I would buy this again, but I wanted to try something else this past pre-order, so I didn't grab any more of it. If you like coffee, espresso at that. This isn't coffee bean, this isn't coffee house, this is espresso. So it's going to be a little bolder, it's going to be a little richer, a little more skunky if you might describe it that way. I don't get skunky from coffee, but I do understand espresso, you know, being a richer bean, that can be a little bit more bitter to some noses. So this is that one, and I like this one. And let me know if you like this one too, to see how your coffee nose is different from my coffee nose. So that's that one. And the final one here, oh, I have been hanging on this one for a while. This one I can still smell in the bag because I just finished this up the other night. This is one of my favorites. This is Pink Petal Bath. Pink Petal Bath. This is Bubble Bath, Sweet Pea from Bath & Body Works, and Pink Sugar. Jeannie has a very distinct pink sugar. It doesn't smell like any other vendor's pink sugars. It's a little bit more powdery to my nose, if that makes sense. Jeannie's Bubble Bath is just that. It's relaxing, feminine, bubble cleanliness. And then the Sweet Pea is it's a flower, a little bit floral to it. I love Sweet Pea. It's one of the OG fragrances from Bath & Body Works. I have used it throughout my life. Of course, it hasn't come out of the vault for a while, but Sweet Pea is just, it takes me right back to my youth. So this one performed beautifully. All of these perform beautifully because these are stronger blends. And I don't buy a ton of bakery from Jeannie. I only buy select blends because of how it performs in my home, that heavy vanilla. But these Bubble Bath and these floral blends, if you're like me and you like a little bit of floral but not too much, give Jeannie's floral blends a try if you're so inclined to. She's very good at blending those sophisticated fragrances, perfumes, florals, bubble baths, whatnot, tobaccos. So that's what I buy from her, are all those blends. I would buy this again in a heartbeat. I love this. It's great for relaxation. I would put this on at nighttime when I'm reading in bed. I've been reading quite a bit before bed, and I was up last night till 2 reading a book. I'm reading Ward D by Frida McFadden right now. It's about a psych ward. So I was up a little late reading that. I put this on at night, and it's relaxing, it's calm, it's just good for bath time, or like I said, relaxation time, meditation. This is pretty feminine, and just, it's not a knock you down blend, but it's a moderate throw, but it's a good moderate throw. Hope that makes sense. So that's Swanky. Okay, next let's do Carol from the Keeping Room. Candles from the Keeping Room, owned by Carol Wollstonecraft. She is now retired. She has sold all of her tarts, nothing left, and she is cleaning out her warehouse, selling off her molds and her oils and all that stuff. So Carol is in the golden years now. So this first one is Strawberry Pie. All these bags come with a cute little decorative ribbon, which I wanted to keep on these ones just because, you know, hey, why not? She would offer strawberries, like realistic strawberry. She has strawberry molds that she would reserve those for most of her strawberry blends. And yes, there are other blends that she had that has strawberry in it, but her strawberry heavy blends are these these strawberries. You get about roughly 7 realistic big strawberries in this bag. This is Strawberry Pie. If you've ever had strawberry pie from restaurants or, you know, diners, it's that heavy corn syrup, thick sweetness that's sticky with the strawberry in it, and the whipped cream with the pie crust. That's fantastic. I love it. This is what that smells like. It is creamy, sweet strawberry pie. If I had to say what this is similar to, it would be more of a fresh picked strawberry to me with a little bit more sugar. That's what this one smelled like to me. So there's that one. This next one is Strawberry Marshmallow Zucchini Bread. Strawberry Marshmallow Zucchini Bread. These were in the little squares that were biscuits, I guess. I'm not sure what to call them, what mold that is. This is just Strawberry Zucchini Bread. It's diluted a little bit by that marshmallow, but it's not bad at all. I love strawberry zucchini. I'll always have it in my home. I love it. It's tried and true. Carol's was fantastic. She's really good at strawberry. And the final one, I wish I had more of this one, but what I'm doing with Carol's wax is I'm not hoarding it. Even though I know she's retired and there's no chance of getting it again, I'm using my wax because everything does have a shelf life, and we are not promised time. So I'm melting my wax every day. I'm enjoying it, and if I run out, I have those memories of how it used to smell. And this is one of those blends. This is homemade biscuits and sugar cookies. First of all, Carol's biscuit blends are so damn good. I have a ton of them. I went through and I organized my big tote. I have everything I ever bought from Carol in a big tote, and I have a lot of her biscuit blends, and they are so damn good. And just this creaminess of the sugar cookie mixed with that bakery of the biscuit. I melted this whole bag downstairs. Same with all 3 of these. I've melted all 3 of these in my open concept downstairs just because I love how Carol's wax performs in my home in my larger space down there. Sometimes I have a hard time getting, because I have 2 hot plate warmers. Actually, I have, yeah, 2 hot plate warmers. I have a snowman that's a bulb warmer. I put a stronger bulb in it so it does perform a little bit better. And I have a tea light. So right now I have 4 warmers down there. But sometimes I struggle having throw throughout the whole downstairs. So I like how her blends are strong enough for me. I can get a great throw down there with all 4 of those going. Some vendors I only need to have my 2 that I usually have. My tea light I don't always have lit, and then my snowman is going to be going away for the season, and I don't have a bulb warmer to put in its place. So I'll have to maybe look around and buy something. But this is so good. I love this. I thank you for performing the way that you did. This was a great blend. Okay. Let's do K. There's only a couple of K. K is owned by Carla Meredith from, oh man, Missouri or Illinois. I can't remember. Does it say on here? No, but she's, I'm sorry, she's in one of those states. She is customs only. She offers a couple of sizes. She has the clams here. Then she has cuts, 8-ounce, 16-ounce cuts. She does rose loaves and all sorts of thousands of different combinations you can make for your customs. This first one here I want to talk about is an oil that is fantastic. This is strawberry cupcakes. This is vanilla cupcake, strawberries, and whipped cream. So this one here is just, it's so good. It's similar to a lot of strawberry cupcake oils out there in the industry, and this is really good. It's creamy. It's similar to, it's really good. How do I describe this one? I mean, it's simple. If you like strawberry and you like cupcakes and you haven't tried this one, if you haven't tried K, you know, these are $3.50, these clams. I mean, they're enough to, you know, try in your home, at least in a smaller space. See how the throw works for you. I love the strawberry cupcakes because I'm always looking for strawberry bakery. I know I'm no different than a lot of you guys out there, especially if you're bakery lovers. This is good. I love that one. And this second one is a house blend of hers. I want to say Danny created this blend. This is Aloha Beaches. This is the one I've been hoarding for a long time, and I don't know why. I had 3 cubes left, so I threw it downstairs last week because it was rainy and cold the last couple of weeks here, and now springtime has exploded. This is Salty Sea Air, Beach, and Clothespins. So this one is strong. It's summertime. You have to like Beach from Bobbi Brown. And that's a perfume by Bobbi Brown. It has a heavy sunscreen smell to it. And Clothespins, of course, is laundry. I don't really smell too much laundry in here because the Beach has taken over. I do get a little bit of the saltiness from the Salty Sea Air. Would I buy this again? Yes. This is lasts a long time. This lasts at least 15 hours for me, this blend here. So if you're looking for summer blends, which I know a lot of you guys are starting to shop for it, Aloha Beaches. So those are my 2 from K. I have 2 more vendors left in this video, and then I'll do part 2. Like I said, we have Lavender and Speckles and Dessa's. These will take me a little bit longer to talk about here. Let's do Dessa's first. Dessa's Homespun Scents is owned by Dessa Bonner. I don't want to say she's from Gilbert, Arizona anymore because she's in the process of looking for a home in Ohio. So she is on hiatus right now until her and her family get settled and situated in their home in Ohio. Hopefully they're having some luck finding one. Dessa finished up her pre-order. I think she had it shipped in, well, I don't even remember. It's been a while. And then she took a break to, you know, stage their home, get their home together, sell and move and all that stuff. So let's just go ahead and talk about these. Her Facebook page says she's trying to have a pre-order maybe later this spring or early summer, depending on if and when she gets into a home that has a place for wax and when she gets situated and all that stuff. So those of you out there waiting for Dessa's wax, just give her some time. Moving across country isn't easy. I've done it. and I don't want to do it again anytime soon. So the first one I want to talk about is a sample that I received. This is just a simple black coffee. This is Coffee on Main. This is part of her Main Street collection, Main Street Memories collection, which is inspired by Disneyland. This is just black coffee. So this is a really good blender. And if you like to melt just straight black coffee, which sometimes I do, this is a good one. This is a strong one. It is, it can use a little bit of sweetness in my opinion. It can be a little bit bitter, but not skunky bitter to me. But if you're on the fence with that, then this one might be one to maybe stay away from, or buy a little, these little guys right here, the tiles, just buy a small one so you can at least get a couple melts out of it and see how you feel with it. But this is a good blender. I will definitely say that. Coffee on Main. Next is Red, White, and Blue. This is her tile. The tiles are, who else offers the tiles? I don't remember who. I think Kirby used to have some of the shapes that Dessa's using, some of the molds at least, and there's probably some vendors out there that I'm not aware of that use it. But these I cut down into 4s. If you ever watched my chop-in chats, I chopped plenty of these last time, a month ago or so. I chop them across and across again into 4s, and these work perfectly in my warmers. Across the board, my hot plates and my tea lights. This is reminiscent of the iconic Bomb Pop, blue raspberry, juicy cherry, and fizzy lime. Full disclosure, this is heavy cherry. If you don't care for cherry, don't give this one a try, because I didn't get too much blue raspberry, and I definitely didn't get any lime out of this one. But it's a good one. It's a nice creamy cherry. It's a Bomb Pop. If you ever like Bomb Pops, which I know I have, they're so good. That's what this one is. And it's cherry though. So that one's that one. This next one is one I got in January. This was from her most recent pre-order. This is Razzle Dazzle Funnel Cake. Now this size here are her breakaway bars. There's 7 pieces in here that you just break and put in your warmers and go. I don't cut them in half or anything. They don't need to. It's a perfect amount of wax. This is Farm Fresh Raspberry Jam, which is phenomenal, fantastic, phenomenal, phenomenal. It's a really good raspberry. Dessa has taken years to find a really good raspberry that she loves, and she has found it, and that's this one. This is Farm Fresh Raspberry Jam, atop fried funnel cake and powdered sugar. So this one here, the raspberry is strong. It's very similar to the raspberry, if not the same vendor. I don't know, there's hundreds of oil vendors out there, and nobody knows where these wax vendors shop. They shop all around. But the raspberry that Vintage Chic Scents used, and the raspberry that's in Second and Spruce, this is the same raspberry to my nose. So if you're familiar with those 2 vendors that I named, and you like their raspberry, and you haven't tried this one, to me, they're all the same. So it's a good raspberry. I didn't get too much funnel cake in this just because that raspberry is so strong. If you've ever had any of those raspberry ones from those vendors I talked about, you'll know how it just takes over the blend. It's fantastic though. I love it. Okay, next we have, let's do the rest of the tiles I have. Okay, Cranberry Orange Chiffon Cake. This one was I don't want to say, fixing my shirt here and adjusting, sorry. I don't want to say this is a new one to me because I've had this from several vendors before. I've had orange chiffon cake, I've had cranberry, and I've had them together, but I haven't had Dessa's. So I decided to try a small tile in this. This is orange chiffon cake, tart cranberries, and vanilla glaze. I have this going downstairs in my kitchen, and this one was just okay to me. It wasn't anything special. It was citrus with creamy vanilla, a little bit of tart cranberry. But if you like that stuff, this would be great. I could even think about blending this with, if you've ever had Orange Grove from Dessa. Orange Grove is orange oil, strong, in your face, bam, citrus. It would go well blended with this one here. I wouldn't buy this again just because it's nothing special to me. But it performed like it should. Next one is Peach Gelato Waffle Cone. Now this one here, I wanted to buy this one in a small size because Dessa's Georgia Peach is my favorite peach oil from any vendor. My husband's too. He loves that one. I wanted to see how this one compares to the Georgia Peach. And I know they're different oils, This one is very muted compared to her Georgia Peach. If you've had her Georgia Peach, you know how strong it is, how it lasts forever. Dessa has told me, because I've messaged her and I told her, you know, my husband is in love with the Georgia Peach. And she says when she pours it, her home smells like it for several days because it's so strong. And that's right. This peach gelato is golden waffle cone topped with creamy peach gelato ice cream. So think of a super creamy peaches and cream ice cream. I actually have peaches and cream ice cream in my freezer downstairs. If you ever had the brand Tillamook, it's from Oregon. I think they sell it across the country now. We have a lot of it out here. Peaches and cream, give it a try. It's so good. It's not fake. It's realistic. There's real peaches in it. It's fantastic. I love peach ice cream. That is what this is, basically that. So peaches and cream. It's not cat pee. It doesn't have that strong, I don't smell cat pee with peach, but I know that's another one that some noses, they can't do peach because of smelling that. And I'm sorry if you are like that because cat pee smells bad. This doesn't have those properties that I've seen people complain that it smells like cat pee about. You know how some of the ones that are super strong peach has those, just those, that's the chemical makes it smell like that. This is creamy peach. I don't get too much waffle cone. It is light, it's refreshing. This would be fantastic for spring and summertime and just those days where we have fresh peaches in August. I love peaches. So this is peach gelato waffle cone. Next is Bobbin for Apples. Bobbin for Apples. This one here is a great apple blend. Dessa is very, very talented at her apple blends, in my opinion. I know I've seen a lot of you talk about that too. There's just something with apple. You know, you can find, and I'm not really in love with Mac apple all the time. I think Mac apple can be a little bit too strong, in my opinion. It just takes over a blend, and over time, as that wax ages, the Mac apple just explodes, and you can't really smell anything else in it, in my opinion. This is apple cider donuts, caramel apple, and bourbon butterscotch sauce. So why I like this one is it's not Mac apple. It's got a great balance between that cakey creaminess of the apple cider donuts, and then you have caramel apple on top of that, which is my favorite oil. Actually, I can't melt any more caramel apple right now because even if I smell cider lane or caramel apple, I'm like, oh no, I can't have you right now because I burnt myself out on it last year. I just melted a ton of caramel apple. But caramel apple is a perfect combination with this because it tones down any sort of, sometimes cider can be a little vinegary to the nose, a little bit too much spice blended with the apple. Excuse me. And the caramel apple tones that down. It makes it creamy. And then you have the bourbon butterscotch, which just is another additional bit of buttery butterscotchness, and it's so good. I like this one. I would buy this again. It's pretty simple. It's not super complicated. If you like a nice welcoming fragrance where you could melt when you're having guests come over or you're showing a home or something like that, this is a great apple blend, and most people like apple stuff. So this is Bobbin for Apples. Next is Nutcracker Sweet. I wanted to try this one because it's gingerbread, and I love Dessa's gingerbread house. It's my favorite gingerbread, and this one did not take its place. This one is gingerbread, sugar cookies, cinnamon rolls, and honey sweet cakes. This is super sweet. Super sweet gingerbread, super sweet cinnamon. This is a little bit too sweet for me, but that's why I bought the small size, because how do you know until you try? I like a more aggressive, I like a more gingery gingerbread with a little bit of the creaminess, but I love the molasses. I love the hominess that gingerbread, that the mood that gingerbread sets whenever you're baking it in the oven at Christmas time or you're melting it in your warmers. Just that hominess and that coziness that a traditional gingerbread gives. This one, if you like a sweeter gingerbread and you're not so much into traditional gingerbread, then you would like this one. It's just super sweet. So that's that one. And the last tile I have is one of my favorites. This is Chai Tea Latte. This was new a couple times ago, and I actually bought a big bar of it. This is fantastic. It's black tea infused with cinnamon, ginger, and cardamom, creamy steamed milk, and cold cold foam topping. Cold foam topping. There we go. The warming spices of the cardamom, the ginger, and the cinnamon with black tea. I mean, it's chai, but this is good. I love a good chai blend. Masala chai. If you ever had masala chai oil, it's phenomenal. Love it. Lavender and Speckles has a great masala chai. It's so good. If you like chai, you would like this one here. That's a good one. Okay, now we're going to go to more of my breakaway bars. This first one is one I've had a ton of times. This is blueberry pumpkin waffles. So blueberry pumpkin waffles smells like Eggo waffles, or any frozen brand of blueberry waffles. You open up the package, you smell that butteriness, that batter, a little bit of blueberry. Even though it's frozen, you can still smell it. This is Eggo. When I smelled this the first time a couple of years ago, I thought, that is Eggo's, baby. Eggo's. This is pumpkin waffles, sweet blueberry syrup, and melted butter. I don't get pumpkin outright with this. And even with pumpkin pecan waffles, that oil, I don't get pumpkin. It's just there for creaminess. I get more the traditional waffle, the pecans, and the maple syrup. This is blueberry and buttermilk waffle. That's what I get from this. She has another one called Main Street Blueberry Waffles. That's my personal favorite. I love that. It's damn good. It's a blueberry compote. The blueberry is a little bit richer in Main Street Blueberry Waffles versus this one, but this one is fantastic too. That's that one. Next is Santa's Workshop. This is one that was a new blend back when I got this last year. This was her winter pre-order. This is Fraser Fir, Mrs. Claus's Butter Cookies, Wood Shaving, and Sawdust. So Mrs. Claus's Cookies is similar. It's similar to Vanilla Bean Noel. It's kind of simple. It's sugar cookie, a little bit of caramel, a little bit of extra vanilla. It's basically a cookie, I guess, like a sugar cookie. But Fraser Fir, pine, and cookie go very well together. I love that Dessa chose to amplify this to be workshop with the sawdust and the wood shavings. I mean, this was fantastic. I loved this. It's mostly fresh wood. Like, one of my favorite smells is sawdust and lumber. I love to go, whenever we have to go to Home Depot or Lowe's or a home improvement store, just to go to the lumber section and just inhale. It reminds me of when my parents were married and they were building the home where my father lives. We were all the time, going into Lowe's and Home Depot when that home was being built. Even though, my dad wasn't building the home, he was very, very, very involved. My dad being an engineer and, knowing how those things work and designing things himself and such like that. We were always in those stores. After school, we would go. On the weekends, we would go. I was there in the whole process, and I got to really love the smell of lumber. And it's has always stuck with me. So I gravitate towards blends that have sawdust and wood in them. And this made me happy. Pine, a little bit of wood, and Mrs. Claus's Cookies. So there's that one. Next, this one is really good. This is Roasted Honey Butter and Bread. So this one here is a dollop of whipped honey buttercream and a thick slice of fresh baked bread. So this is basically Texas Roadhouse honey butter buns, honey cinnamon butter buns, which you can eat a dozen of before you even put your order in. This is well done on this one. If you like that sweet honey butter, it's hard to describe it. I think most of us have been to Texas Roadhouse at some point in our life. Those rolls with the butter, other vendors have honey buttered rolls. Some of them are a little better than others. This one is done very tastefully because I believe Dessa blends the buttercream and the honey buttercream with the bread herself, and it's not a single oil. So that's why this one's a little bit more in depth. The bread is just, it's similar to the bread that's used in fresh bread and jam. If you've had that blend before, in its honey butter with a little bit of cinnamon, not knock you down cinnamon, not spicy cinnamon. I wouldn't even say cinnamon sugar. It's just honey with a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of that butter and bread. I have more of this one. I wasn't going to let that one go by. This next one is Burnt Sugar Apple Crumble. This one is buttery cake batter, burnt sugar frosting, baked apples, cinnamon sugar, and butter crumble. This one is apple crumble, which is a newer oil to her, or combination of oils, and burnt sugar. And burnt sugar cake is one of my favorite blends that Dessa has. She combined the two. So this is, it's if you like burnt sugar cake, just add apple to it, and it's so good. That's what this one is. I can't describe it anymore. This next one I've had 100 times. This is Lemonlicious. This is a really good lemon blend. This is lemon cheesecake, lemon sugar cookies, lemon cream puffs, and lemon buttercream. Lemonlicious. Lemon to the max. This is so good. This is lemon bakery. Great lemon bakery. Performs beautifully. Lasts a long time. There really isn't much to elaborate on this because if you like sweet lemon bakery, this one's for you. Lemonlicious. And the final blend I have from Dessa is Strawberry Zucchini Streusel. This is strawberry pound cake, zucchini bread, sugar cookie, and cinnamon streusel crumble. I found this blend to be kind of light. Dessa's strawberry pound cake, I have said this 100 times, but I'll keep saying it because strawberry pound cake is such a popular oil. I find it to be light. And then Dessa's zucchini bread it's very creamy. Doesn't have that spicy component to it that other vendors have. And it's not bad. It's just ultra creamy. So you have the strawberry pound cake, the creamy zucchini bread, and you have extra creamy with the more sugar cookie, and then you have the streusel crumble. This was a nice blend, but I wanted more from this. And it's just the nature of strawberry pound cake. It's not strong like fresh picked strawberry or strawberry jam or strawberry bread. It's not strong like those ones to my nose. I know there's thousands of you out there that love strawberry pound cake. Some oils are better than others. That's all I'm saying. Would I buy this again? Probably in this size right here because it did what I needed it to. I wanted more from it, so I'm not going to buy this anytime soon, but if I had it, I wouldn't complain. I would melt it. You know, it's kind of those ones, take it or leave it. So that's all of Dessa. Now let's move on to the final vendor, Lavender and Speckles. Lavender and Speckles is owned by Beth Wilson from Rogersville, Alabama. She's working on her February pre-order. I think her next pre-order is going to be, it's a Saturday, so I think it's March 16th. Let me think. March 16th? March 16th, maybe. It's a Saturday in March. I don't think it's early March. I think it's the middle of the month. So maybe March 16th. She's going to be offering an espresso sampler and a couple of other goodies that she has shared. I don't remember right now. I don't remember everything too. So I have been melting like crazy Lavender and Speckles. I have found that the 6-week mark for curing after I receive Beth's blends seems to be the sweet spot for me. I have melted some of the wax that she says is ready to go by X date, like, you know what I mean by that. She has a melt by this date on her invoices. I've tried that and it just hasn't performed great for me. So I've put those to bed for a little bit more time. I took them out a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks later, and what do you know, they're a little bit better. So I'm finding with Beth's wax, most of them are ready to go at the 6-week mark, but sometimes those heavy vanillas and even some of the lighter oils, like some of the lavenders are lighter and some of the lighter vanillas, and even Palo Santo I find of hers needs a little bit more time in my home and to my nose. So I have been melting a lot because I'm falling in love with Lavender and Speckles. So this first one here is Calm Nights. This is one I've purchased several times from Beth. Beth and her husband, what is his name? Oh man, his name is escaping me. I'm sorry. They're very kind people, and they're transparent, and they communicate very well, and they, put their heart and soul into their wax, and you can tell. These are nice thick poly bags. These are some of her older bags, like this here, but she has since made more of a vertical bag, and they're a little bit thicker, and she has changed her labels a little bit, just as her business is growing and she's experimenting a little bit. I love this blend. I have bought this a few times. I even have a large bag of this. If you watched my customs video, I was one of the first winners of a custom spot when she was kicking off customs late last year. Calm Nights, I had to get a big bag of because it's just so popular. This is a blend of Calm and Wild. Calm and Wild is sweet lavender and iced vanilla woods. Iced vanilla woods is Bath & Body Works. And then marshmallows, vanilla, sea salt, driftwood, and s'mores, which is her version of Beach Nights. So Beth's Beach Nights is very unique, but it's fantastic. It is, you know, I don't want to talk about Sassy Girl Aroma because I'm doing that in my next video, but in my opinion, Julie's Beach Nights was the best in the industry. This one, Beth's, is grabbing my heart though. Teddy B's, Tiffany's, which I'm talking about in my next video. Her Beach Nights is similar to this one, but this one is a little, I find that Tiffany's Beach Nights is just a little bit more salty. This is a little bit more calm, but I love this because it's a beautiful fragrance, beautiful fragrance. So you have Calm and Wild. Iced Vanilla Woods is in Strawberry Musk. Strawberry Musk is Iced Vanilla Woods and Strawberry Pound Cake. So you have the Iced Vanilla Woods part of that with a little bit of lavender, but the Beach Nights. So it's just all around a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. I'm finding the word that I'm describing the most with Beth's wax is they're beautiful. They are beautiful. And if I have one in here that when I get to it, it's one of the most beautiful things I've smelled. This is relaxing. You can use this all year long. You can use this at nighttime for kids to calm down, baby time sleeping. It is such a good blend. And it has a little bit of sexiness to that Iced Vanilla Woods, but Iced Vanilla Woods is lavender, and I don't even know it's like 6 or 7 different things in Iced Vanilla Woods. It's a little spooky. It's a little sexy, but this is just a beautiful fragrance. I can't say that enough. Beautiful fragrance. This next one here is Luke's Diner Breakfast. This is part of her Gilmore Girls line, which I'm pretty sure she's bringing back some of those blends for March's pre-order. And I think she's renaming a lot of them just because of, not wanting to get in trouble with that sometimes vendors do, having to rename things. But Gilmore Girls, Luke Danes has the Diner, and that's what this one is after. This is blueberry cheesecake blended with pumpkin pecan waffles, cinnamon, white cake, and French toast with maple syrup. This was really good. First of all, I got the kick of this French toast, and then I get a little bit of the creaminess of the pumpkin pecan waffles, and then additional kick of blueberry. I would buy this again because it's everything I want in a bakery blend all in one, and the only thing it's missing is coffee. If this had a little bit of coffee in it, this would be perfect. I like this one. If you like any of these oils, give this one a try if it's on next month's pre-order. At least get a small bag of it. This is the small bag now. These ones here, there's 6 pieces in here. This is Luke's Diner's Breakfast. Next one, these are some of the roasted pine cone sampler, which I'll talk about those all at once. Let's do some more of the Gilmore Girls. I have a couple more in here. Okay, this next one is Richard's Study. This is now Grandpa's Study. I know that because I've ordered 2 large bags of it since I got this. And I have another small bag that was sent to me in a random act of kindness that I'm working on. I think I have it downstairs in my melting tote. This is, it's so good. The notes. Worn leather, suede, rosewood, sweet pipe tobacco, amber, and woodsy oak moss. Now, don't let the leather and the suede scare you. I don't like leather and suede because sometimes it can be too astringent-like to the nose. This blend, it smells like I think Richard Gilmore would smell. How sophisticated, with a little bit of oakiness, a little bit of tobacco because of his cigars, and just a little bit of sophisticatedness with his leather. Him and Emily were a little pretentious. So that's what I think that would smell like. This is a blend. It's strong, but it also is calm at the same time. you know it's there, but it's not strong enough to want to turn it off, or you have a headache or something like that. I love this. I will always have this, and when it's available again, even though I have 2 big bags of it, I'm buying more because I love this. This is just right up my alley. I love oak moss and tobacco and woodsiness and masculinity and all of this stuff. I wouldn't call this a cologne because it has tobacco and wood in it, so it kind of tones down that cologne aspect of it, but this is masculine, definitely. Next is Sleeping with the Zucchinis. Jackson, who was Suki's husband, he was a farmer or produce, I don't remember exactly what he was, gardener or something like that. He had to sleep with his zucchini because, I don't remember now, it's been years since I've seen Gilmore Girls, but he had to watch him for some reason. So this is rich zucchini bread blended with red delicious apples, nutmeg and spice, and vanilla butter fudge. So zucchini bread, red delicious apple, nutmeg and spice, vanilla butter fudge. Those are the 4 oils in here. This has, Beth's zucchini bread is creamy with a little bit of sprinkling of spice. Not bad. It's very good. It's very creamy, and it's a medium. I've had stronger zucchini breads. It's a medium zucchini bread. The red delicious apple is not overdone in this. I like the vanilla butter fudge, add a little bit of butteriness to it, and then the nutmeg and spice just goes naturally with the zucchini bread and the apple. So I like this. Would I buy this again? I think I would try. There's another apple zucchini blend that's in the Gilmore Girls lineup that I think I would want to try just to see, compare the two. But I would buy this again. I just want to try that other one first before I decide which one's my favorite out of those 2. I don't remember that one's name, but I remember there being something similar to this, and I picked Sleeping with the Zucchini. So there's that one. Next is pumpkin. Those are all the Gilmore Girls. These are now just regulars. Pumpkin and buttercream zucchini bread. This is strong. This is a good one. I like this one, and I can still smell it in the bag. I would definitely buy this one again. This is buttercream, clove, pumpkin, nutmeg, and sweet zucchini bread. Why I say I would buy this again is sometimes I've been having some issues with Beth's bakery sometimes performing for me. And I'm also having that with some of her coffee blends, except for one coming up. But I'm just, full transparency. I did buy a coffee sampler, and I did buy a Palo Santo sampler. And those are ones that I still have that I just have forgot about, meaning I put them back to try at a later time just because they weren't performing as I think they should for being a coffee oil and such. So this one is a bakery blend, but I think what made this so good is that buttercream really rose to the top. I could smell the creaminess of the buttercream. I could smell the cakiness of the zucchini bread with a little bit of the spice. But this buttercream, if you like buttercream, this was very creamy bakery. And I had this going downstairs in my open concept, so maybe it being in that open space with all 4 of those warmers, it made this one perform a little bit better, I should say. Sleeping with the Zucchini, it is a bakery blend, but it wasn't super strong to me. So if you're used to a bam, in your face punch of apple bakery, this one wasn't strong to me. And I know that some of you out there think that this is very strong. I'm just telling you my opinion, my review of the performance, and some of the bakery just isn't strong enough in my home. So that's why, I want to be honest with the performance of this wax. But I liked this. I would buy this again because I did like the buttercream. And I didn't get too much pumpkin. I did like the zucchini bread though. So hope that makes sense. Okay, pistachio birthday bread. This one is different. This is toasted pistachio. So toasted pistachio is a super nutty, creamy oil. It's not cherry at all. It's not some of the traditional pistachio cream cakes or pistachio pudding cake oils that have a little bit more of an almond sense to it. This is more pistachio, if you have a smell of a true pistachio. This is toasted pistachios, birthday cake, vanilla waffle cone, all blended with zucchini bread. This was super creamy, toasted pistachio bakery creaminess. I couldn't necessarily pick out zucchini bread or birthday cake. It was just a creamy, rich cake with that toasted pistachio. This is very strong. You have to like toasted pistachio. If you don't really care for that nutty oil, don't try this one because it won't be for you. This is it's a unique oil. Not a lot of vendors have toasted pistachio, but this one, it's done very well. You just have to like that oil. I like this. I would buy this again. I think maybe I saw something that she's working on another pistachio blend, or somebody talking about pistachio in her group. I don't remember, but I read it a few weeks ago. Maybe I'm mistaken, so I'm sorry for that. I like this one though. Strong. I'll save that one for last because it's my absolute favorite. Donut Shop in Palo Santo. This was a sampler that was offered last time. I didn't buy any samplers last time because I bought a good bit of small bags and a couple of large bags. And I just, I didn't want to buy another sampler because I am still working on the pine cone sampler, and I wanted to just see what she's offering next month because Beth's doing a pre-order every month. So I'm just, waiting for next time. Donut Shop in Palo Santo is one of her most popular blends. This is cinnamon sugar donuts with Palo Santo. Cinnamon sugar donuts to me is a light oil. I don't get much from cinnamon sugar donuts. And Beth's Palo Santo is very unique to me. It's a creamy, very creamy Palo Santo. It doesn't have the saltiness or the woodsiness or the some people think it's smoky. It doesn't have that. Her Palo Santo is different. I like that it's creamy because it makes it different. And this was just it was a creamy Palo Santo. I know, this is one of her most popular blends, but I didn't buy the sampler because this one really was just Palo Santo to me. I know, I'm giving this one, not a bad review, but I'm not in love with this one. It doesn't stink. It's just, I've smelled better. So that's that one. I know I'm in the minority, and most people that buy this blend love it, and I'm the people that don't really think it's special. I know. But hey, full transparency. But this next one is Mountain Espresso. Now this is unlike anything you've ever smelled before. Just take my word for it. These notes: a unique blend of citrus, cinnamon, blue sage, amber, tonka, cedarwood, and espresso. I think Beth has said that she didn't mean to make this, or she was playing around with oils and thought to add a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of coffee, and this was born. And it smells good. It's hard to describe. First of all, it's strong. And the espresso is dominant in it, but it's not bitter espresso. It's not just straight espresso because it has all these other things going on. The amber, the tonka, the cinnamon, all of those things together, it's a very unique fragrance. So this is one, unfortunately, you're just going to have to buy a small bag of it and try, see if you like it. And it has a cult following. It's loved by a lot of people. This is a good one. I do like that one. Pine cones and spice. This is a very popular one. This is a good one. This is roasted pine cones. Roasted pine cones, she just had a sampler, not this February pre-order, but January's pre-order, which I bought, and it's so good. Roasted pine cone is my favorite pine oil because it has a little bit more of a woodsiness to it versus an outright evergreen pine, green, air freshener, pine sol, Christmas tree, green. I love the woodsiness of it. If you ever smell a pine cone and it has that little bit of woodsy scent to it, but you still know it's from a conifer tree, that. When I lived in South Carolina as a kid, the house where my parents lived had pine trees all around it. And I would love to go and smell pine cones, and I would make pine cones and put peanut butter on them and put the bird seed outside for the birds to eat, all those things. And I love the smell of a pine cone. And this oil is very good. The spice part of this is cinnamon buns and spice. So just add your cinnamon buns, your cinnamon rolls with a little bit of that woodsiness of the pine cone. This is phenomenal fragrance. Love this. And the last one before I go into my couple from the pine cone sampler. This is one of the most beautiful fragrances I've ever smelled. This is Pine Cones and Beach Nights. I can't stop smelling this. I grabbed this. This is roasted pine cones, vanilla birch, and beach nights, which now is called Beach Marshmallows. She's changed her name. This is from October last year. Her beach nights blended with roasted pine cone and a little itty bit of vanilla birch. I took this downstairs in my melting tote at the beginning of the month, and I popped these in my warmers downstairs. And I went downstairs several hours later and I thought, oh my God, what did I put down here? What is that gorgeous? It was just, I walked downstairs and I said, oh my God, that's beautiful. It really took my breath away. And I'd hardly say that. I think it's a little over dramatic sometimes to say, oh, it takes your breath away. Certain things in life should take our breath away. I don't know if necessarily if a fragrance should have that overwhelming feeling. That's just me. Maybe I'm the weird one there. That's okay. You know, I'm not cookie cutter. This is gorgeous, beautiful, sophisticated, different, breathtaking, wonderful. I will always buy this. If this is offered next time, I might even get 2 large bags of it because it is so damn good. So good. I don't remember how many bags I have of this, but every time it's offered, I'll buy it. So if you haven't tried this one yet and you're interested in it, try at least a small bag and see how you feel about it. This is my #1 fragrance from Beth. Definitely. So the last 3 I have, and then this video is done. This is another gorgeous one, and I'm pretty sure this one was on the pre-order from this month. This is Masala Chai and Cinnamon Pine Cones. This was part of the roasted pine cone sampler. I love Masala Chai. I actually, when Beth was asking for ideas for later this year, I commented, how about a masala chai sampler for fall? Because masala chai, we start drinking in the fall time. It's warming. It's just relaxing. It's a fall and winter drink. This is nutty and spicy masala chai, freshly baked cinnamon buns, and roasted pine cones. So basically, it's the pine cones and spice, which we had right here, with a little bit of masala chai. So chai that I talked about before in another blend is cardamom, cinnamon, and cardamom, cinnamon, and oh man, I can't remember what's in chai. Cardamom, cinnamon. It's not nutmeg. I can't remember, but chai spices, warming spices, with the pine cone. This was gorgeous too. I love this. I can't wait for more. I ordered this again. I'm pretty sure this was offered in the pre-order, like I said. This is so good. If you've melted this one, tell me what you think about it if you have that. I love that one. This next one here is Salty Butterscotch Pine Cones. This is pretty simple. This is salted butterscotch from Bath & Body Works and roasted pine cone. This was so good. I should have bought this. I think this was, around Christmas time. She had a couple ready to ships, which anymore, I don't really like the anxiety of ready to ships, honestly. So I didn't purchase. I know she had one around the middle of December, around Christmas time or something, and she had a limited amount of salted butterscotch. I have a couple of those candles in my candle closet. I love salted butterscotch. It is the perfect butterscotch blend. So have that and couple it with your roasted pine cones. This is butterscotch and pine cones. Pine cones can be blended with just about anything because it just adds a woodsiness to it. It's kind of like Palo Santo. You know, Palo Santo is the wood that captured our hearts. You can blend it with fruit. You can blend it with bakery, coffee, other earthy stuff. Melt it alone, blend it with sugar. It just translates beautifully across the board. I feel pine cone is the same way. And the last one here, this is Palo or Palo Peppermint Pine Cones. This one is Palo Santo, Peppermint, and Pine Cones. Oh my! Creamy Palo Santo and roasted pine cones with a hint of peppermint. This was pine cones with a little bit of peppermint. I didn't get too much Palo Santo, but remember, my nose picks up that Palo Santo is very creamy and rich. So I do get a creaminess and richness to it. I do get the roasted pine cones, that woodsiness to it, and just the babyest hint of peppermint. So that's part 1 of my empties. This is an hour and 5 minutes long almost, so I'm glad I split it into 2. So part 2 will be filmed either later today, but most likely tomorrow after work. So hope everyone has a great week ahead, and I'll see you soon.